6, Jeremiah Farley and Brian Musgrave. And you can come forward, one of you at each of the desks. Morning. Can you both stand and raise your right hand? It's okay. Do you swear or affirm any testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Mr. Farley, let me pull up your file here. Okay. I'll look through the file a bit. All right. And I do understand what the allegation is. Can you give me just a little bit of background? Because I watched the video.
Yeah. I go around town, videotape, take pictures of different businesses, government buildings, public places, stuff like that. On the day in question, I was doing just that, taking pictures on the sidewalk outside of the U.S. Bank in Olympia, Washington. I was filming the bank. I filmed through the windows of the bank. And then Mr. Musgrove came out of the bank and screamed at me, "What are you doing?" Or screamed at me, "Why are you doing it?" I said, "It's education." And he screamed back at me, "Education, that you're a fucking moron." And then he went back inside. Shortly after that, I was talking to the bank manager by the front door of the bank on the public sidewalk still. And Mr. Musgrove came out, swung at my camera hard enough that he did a 360 on the sidewalk. Immediately after that, he turned around and put his finger in my face. So I put my monopod here, that's evidence, put it up between us to protect myself. I kept trying to get away from him. I kept moving down the sidewalk. I asked him multiple times, "Leave me alone, let me go, get off of me." I want to say like a dozen times maybe. And Mr. Musgrove just kept on shoving me down the sidewalk. At about the 40-foot mark, I don't know if you watched the video, at the 40-foot mark is where he threw me on the ground. And I landed on top of some of my equipment. In the process, stuff was bent, stuff was broke, stuff I used for my livelihood that I now can't use anymore. After he assaulted me, I got up, started to call 911. Mr. Musgrove walked to the front of the bank to talk with the bank manager. When I got up to the front of the bank, still on the phone with 911, Mr. Musgrove told me I was lucky to be alive. Mr. Musgrove then fled the assault scene, the scene of the attack. He walked about about a block in the opposite direction of the bank. I followed him. He went down an alley. I continued to follow him while I was still on the phone with 911. As soon as Mr. Musgrove hit a part where I couldn't see him, he took off running. I ran after him as far as I could. When he realized he wasn't getting away from me, he stopped and turned and started to come at me again with his finger up. I backed up once again. It should all be on video. Said, "Leave me alone, get away from me." So at the end of the 911 call, police arrived. I asked the police on the phone, dispatcher, for medical attention. Medical attention did arrive, but they never saw me. They only saw Mr. Musgrove because there was no visible injuries on me at the time, I guess I could say. But Mr. Musgrove was bleeding from a couple places on his arm during the struggle, I believe. Okay. So after that came Mr. Musgrove, the bank manager, and a couple witnesses. They all gave witness statements. I believe with the evidence I have turned in, it should be more than enough to prove, minus these people, but Mr. Musgrove clearly lied multiple times on his request, and Do you believe, yes, certified under the penalty of perjury, RCA 91.72.085. Mr. Musgrove, from watching police body cam, turns out had a warrant. After that, apparently a stipulation of that warrant is Mr. Musgrove, excuse me. A stipulation of that warrant is that Mr. Musgrove cannot drink. During the event, I obviously can't say if Mr. Musgrove was drinking or not. He did smell of alcohol and he was very loud. Speech.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there because that's not relevant to these proceedings and I don't want to violate his right.
So in the assault, I fell, broke my equipment, tried to get it back working again, and can't. I apologize, Your Honor.
That's okay. All right. So you've made a claim for the damage to your equipment, I understand, in the amount of, it says about $800.
It was $899, and that doesn't include filing fees, doesn't include registered mail, and doesn't include the fees for the Thurston County Sheriff to serve Mr. Musgrove.
Okay. All right. All right. Mr. Musgrove, it's your turn. Okay. Go ahead.
On day in questions or whatever, he was outside the bank, but I went in the bank to get money out, and the bank people are trying to block him because it looks like he was trying to get documents or look at our stuff from the bank. Which is, I don't know why he was doing that, but the bank people are trying to block him from taking it.
Get down the way, man. Get off me! Get off me! Get away! You fucking are stupid! Get the fuck away! Then leave!
After I finished my business, went outside, he shoved his camera in my face, and that's when I swatted it. I swatted at it, didn't touch it. Then on his cane or whatever, he started hitting me with it. It's even in my statements that people wrote. I was bleeding from the elbow and the hand. When I grabbed it, he punched me in the nose. That's why I pushed him down. I didn't hit him. I pushed him only with like that. And I tried to get him away. And when I went down the alley, he was still following me. Thought he was going to hit me with a cane again. So I went back to the bank. And that's where the police were there. Fire department came, the ambulance came, the medics came, bandaged me up, and they sent us on our way.
Okay.
And I also want to know on his, he's got a GoFundMe account that he's also collecting money on. For your broken equipment that you said.
Okay. So, did you have an opportunity to view the video that he filed with the court?
No, I haven't done anything.
Okay. And I have no control over what the public does on a GoFundMe account, only with the evidences that I have before me today. Okay. So, just actually, all right. Just give me a second. I'm kind of looking at this other video that I had not watched previously because it hadn't loaded.
Take your time, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Anything that you want to say in response to what he testified?
No, ma'am.
Okay. The evidence that I have is pretty clear that you did assault him, and that I'm not making a ruling on the criminal, any kind of criminal action, just that that he was struck, that his equipment was thrown to the ground in the process and clearly damaged because it's visible on the video that the equipment was broken when it fell. So I'm going to award the amount requested for the damaged equipment of $899. I have a service of process receipt for $60 and a filing fee of $50. You said there were some other receipts?
There was a certified mail receipt. May I come up?
Yeah, I should have it in the court file. Did you file that?
Yes, it should look just like this.
And how much was that additional amount?
From the USPS, it came to $17.90.
Okay, so that would be a total of
Should be just over 1,000.
$77.90 for this service, then $77.90 and the total amount. Okay, $1,026.90. Okay, thank you.
So just filling in, what's the next step that's going to happen?
You're going to get a piece of paper. You're going to give them a copy now or available online.
I just haven't seen anyone hand out paper yet, so I can shoot.
Yeah, no, because online, when most of the people have been by Zoom.
Yeah.
And so then you just can get it offline once that happens. But since you're present, since you're here.
I appreciate it. Like this one. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
I appreciate your time. Might be a silly question. This is a public hearing, isn't it?
Yes. And
Do
it's
I go
being
to?
streamed on the courthouse
Okay.
website.
Under courtroom.
What are you looking for?
He wants
Just
the streaming of
The
the,
streaming of
the
it, the
live.
video.
You can't do the video. We don't offer the video. The video is on YouTube. but
On
it's
YouTube,
taken
yeah.
down. Oh, sorry, that's one. The video is on YouTube, but it's only on for the day.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just because it's a live stream.
So my today.
So it's not recorded.
You should be able to see it if you go to our website under the virtual calendar. You can track it down that way. But if you want video recording, audio recording, you can request a CD at our counter. But again, that's just one.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.